What's going on, YouTube? It's the Masked Man, Mr. Masked Man on YouTube. And today I want to talk about Ronda Rousey's amazing defeat. It's been a long time coming, but Ronda Rousey finally suffered her first loss to a woman by the name of Holly Holm, H-O-M. From what I understand, this is a woman who is an Australian. She was a boxer for a long time, and then she shifted to mixed martial arts. I don't get to follow the UFC like I like because I don't have the resources. And right around the time that Ronda Rousey became popular, they started shutting down on the whole downloading websites, and they shut down on a lot of the torrent sites. And then I left college, and for the last couple of years I haven't really been in a position to order $45 pay-per-views. I can't even afford an internet connection, let alone $45 pay-per-view. But anyway, from what I understand, Ronda Rousey has just been smashing every opponent that she steps into the ring with. She's been completely crushing everybody that the UFC has put in front of her in 30 seconds or less. And I had a theory. Now I'm going to be honest with you. I did not think that Ronda Rousey was going to lose before she retired. I didn't believe that she was going to lose. And I had a theory on why I felt that she was never going to lose. And let me know what you think about my theory. See if that holds any weight. I felt that Ronda Rousey was not going to lose, and the reason that she just smashed through every opponent that she was put in front of in 30 seconds or less, because she's the first real athlete in this women's division of mixed martial arts. Women are in a lot of athletic fields, but some athletic fields don't really have the money, and they don't really encourage females to participate in them. Mixed martial arts is a relatively new thing. I mean, it's only caught on in the last 10 or 15 years. Martial arts has been around for thousands of years, but professional mixed martial arts has only been, mainstream for the last 10 or 15 years. And the men in the division, even the highest paid men in that division, they may make a few $1,000,000 if they're at the top of if they're the champion and they get a bunch of endorsements. But there really are no MMA fighters making $100 million or $90 million. That doesn't exist now, because the sport is still growing. The sport is still changing. And I felt that Ronda Rousey is just a woman who happened to come into the sport at the right time. She was a good enough athlete to get in and be dominant, but wasn't a woman who was necessarily as talented as her performances would lead you to believe. That's what I believed. I believed that she was just a decent mixed martial artist going up against a bunch of bitches that were trash, that didn't need to be in the sport anyway, And in 10 and 15, 20 years down the line, long after Ronda Rousey had retired, after, a generation had grew up on Ronda Rousey and became compelled to train in the sport, to practice in the sport, to really hone their craft and pursue it as a serious opportunity for themselves, then you would get women who are actually good in the sport, good in her weight class in particular, and they would look back on Ronda and see her as an innovator, but see her as mostly hype. I think most women 10 or 15 years down the line, if MMA is still a thing, if MMA is still a popular sport, I think a lot of them are going to look back on Ronda Rousey and not be very impressed by her skills, not feel that she's as good as all of the hype that she's getting today. But she did lose. She did get beat. So that does throw a little wrench in my theory. That does throw a little kink in my hypothesis on Ronda Rousey as a performer, Ronda Rousey as a fighter. Now, I read a few of the comments that people had left regarding the fight, and some people say that she showed up out of shape. She didn't take the fight seriously. She was a little arrogant. And I think all of that could play a role. I think all of that could be a factor in why she lost the fight. Maybe she was out of shape. But honestly, I think she ran into somebody who was legitimate competition for the first time, and she was unprepared. I think anybody who was watching that fight, once she didn't win the fight in the first minute, once that fight went to the second round, everybody should have known that it was over for her. Everybody should have known that she was going to lose, because I remember a fight that she had a rival that she was particularly upset with. And she said that she was going to beat on this woman for 3 rounds and she wasn't going to end it quick like all of her other fights. And she ended it quick just like all of her other fights. Now, I think she may have broken the woman's arm, made her cry, something. And that's something, but I felt like the reason that she didn't beat up on the woman like she said she was going to was because she couldn't, because she knew that she wasn't a good enough fighter to risk having to defend herself and do a strategy for 3 rounds. She knew that she may get caught. She knew that she may get taken to the ground. She knew that she may get exposed. Now, that's just my theory. So I haven't been following mixed martial arts like I would like to. I really want to get back into the sport very deeply. It's kind of the only real sport that I would like and will watch. There's no other real sport that I will consistently watch if I have the time and the finances to do so. So let me know what you think about my theory. Is Ronda Rousey a legitimately great fighter who will be seen as a great fighter years down the road? Did she just show up to a fight unprepared for an inferior opponent who took advantage of her arrogance? What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. Rate the video, like, dislike, subscribe to my channel. Let me know if there's anything you want me to talk about. I talk about all aspects of media. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. I will see you in the next video.